Okay, this game will give students the idea of how to create a quiz. So when I click the green flag, it says help Tom get rid of the shapes by answering questions. If he's touched, game over. So the shape comes down, and it'll stop, and it's asking for input from the user. So how many sides does a circle have? I'm going to answer 0. Correct. Good. Now, here comes the next shape. What shape am I? Well, that's a triangle. Now, if I move over here, I can see it asks what shape am I, it gives the answer. So we don't want students to go in and see the answers, because obviously that's cheating. When someone's playing their game, they would usually play it in full screen like this. That's one thing to watch out for with the students. But also, it's important that they learn how to spell it correctly, because if they spell the word wrong, let's say they did it L-E, which a lot of times they do, or sorry, E-L, no, game over, and they have to start over again. So here we go. They'll get better and better answering the questions as they go as well. This really helps them with those basic, the spelling and how many sides something has, etc. What shape am I? Triangle. Here comes a square, but the square doesn't ask a question yet. So for the square, they have to go in and add the ask question and wait. So here is the question. How many corners do I have? And then the answer has to equal 4. If so, say correct and hide. Or else keep moving, and if it moves towards Tom, it is going to touch him, say game over, and stop all scripts. So, restart the program from the beginning and run through it again. So here we go. Zero. Now the square asks a question. How many corners do I have? 4. Now the next shape isn't coming, and that's because they're going to have to broadcast a message for the next shape. So I'm going to pull out a broadcast block. I'm going to broadcast a message, a new message called rectangle go. So after I'm finished my script for the square, I want the rectangle to start. So I'm broadcasting, I'm sending out a message, and that message says to the rectangle, when you receive rectangle go, you can start running your script. Now, all this code here, they certainly don't have to copy this or write it all, do it all manually. They can take it, copy it over to the rectangle by dropping it in. They can also put this in their backpack. So down here at the bottom of the screen, if they like code and they like using it, then they can take the whole entire stack and drop it in here to reuse later. So then they have that script for making their own quiz game. So, broadcast rectangle go. When I receive rectangle go, this is going to happen. Then I go back to the square, and this script is also the same, so I'll drag that over, drop it onto the rectangle. And if I pull it down, I can see everything clearly. All right, and then you could have the same question for the rectangle, but most likely we want our students to have a different question. So they'd add the question in, and they can keep going with the other shapes and create the game in that way.